being tall is not fun, just so everybody knows. Little fun fact about the last two songs. First time I've heard of the first of the two is Stars by Skillet, the one that only the people at Winter Jam knew, because no one listens to Skillet. But we first, I'm sorry, but the first time that I actually heard that song was a couple years ago. I was just sitting in my room, because I'm a metalhead too. I listen to them a lot. But it's a really, really assuring song if you ever really think about it. I didn't ask Felicia to pull up the lyrics or anything, but there's a part in there that really sticks out to me. It's when, if you can calm a raging sea, you can calm the storm in me. And I mean, I don't know if that's everybody. He can just calm everybody's, which he will. But the whole message tonight is to me, if putting God first, making sure that you do believe. And that's something that really stands out to me. That's a bonus of living through Him. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not a happy person on the inside. I'm not. I smile, I laugh, but I have fun, but I'm not. And when I'm here, I'm real. So what I'm trying to explain so far is the best things in life come when you live through Jesus, believe it or not. And there are many people out here that are living through Jesus that are doing amazing in life. I don't have any examples because I didn't think of any, but there are many people, even teenagers, that are living through Christ right now, and they are doing an exemplary job for all of us kids. Like, all right, here's an example. Brother Scott and Pastor Kenny and Brother Kerry. I forgot his name. But Brother Kerry, they are exemplary jobs of what we could be if we do the right things in life. Not just eat right and exercise, but I mean, they're putting all of their faith into God and putting Him in every situation. Whether it's at work, listening to Caleb, or just when you're having a downtime, just read a couple words. You know what I mean? If anybody doesn't know what I mean, say amen. Thank you, I was waiting for silence. Now, the second song is actually something that it warmed my heart to see at Winter Jam. Carrie Job was, I believe, help me out, Winter Jam. She was the one before Skillet, right? No, that was Building. She was the one before them. So she was the band before Skillet. And she was awesome. Her songs were just like everybody else's. They spoke to me. But that one in particular that all of us just sang, it really stuck out to me. Because, I grew up in church, but when I was 13 I quit going altogether. Like, no Jesus for at least 6 years. And now I'm here and having fun and all that. But while listening to that song live, there was something that overtook me, and I don't know if it just overtook me, but I kept looking around like, did this really just happen to me, or, and believe it or not, it didn't. I was sitting there and she was singing the song, and she sings it a lot slower than on YouTube. She's singing it slow. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. And right about there, it hit me, and I was like, So I'm sitting there having a heart attack, and everyone else is just, one in particular, I'm going to point her out, she's probably not going to like me for it, but McKaylin was over there, and we had the little glow-up things, if no one's ever been to one, the little glow-up sticks, and she was sitting there, and I'm not trying to make this funny, she was sitting there, and she made a cross. I'm going to step behind the mic. She made a cross, she lifted it really high in the air, and just went back and forth. And it was one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking it. I mean, there was something about it. And I was sitting there, I was fighting it the whole time through this entire concert. I put my hands in my pockets and I was like, no, no one's gonna see me. Because in my eyes, I say in my eyes, but to me it feels like a moment of weakness when you put your hands up. And it makes me nervous. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was having a panic attack before I came up here. Because I know all of you people. It's a lot harder to talk in front of people you know. And I kept thinking back to that point. And I kept thinking, you know what? She's like 14. And she's praising God. And like no one's there. And it stuck out to me because that's how I want to be. That's what I want to do. And I haven't fully accepted God into my life yet. And I'm trying. And I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those feelings, it's like it makes your heart warm. Like there's a big ball of sunshine right in the middle of your heart. And I was sitting there, and I cry a lot. People don't know. I was sitting there, and tears were running down my face, but I was just, I'm not crying. No, I'm not crying. I was laughing at myself. And then Michaela, being her weird self, after she looked over and she was like, why aren't you doing the same thing? Like, I was thinking, I only got one, so I can't really make a cross. But, and then she reaches down, she grabs my hand, she lifts it in the air. So now, I'm bawling, praising God, in front of everyone that I know that goes here. And not only that, she reached over me, grabs Blythe's hand, and yanks that thing up in the air. It was such a beautiful moment that I don't think I'll ever forget. This isn't a clapping contest. We got it. There's actually one song that, we got it, I promise. But there's one song that I actually didn't have Felicia play because it's hard. It's hardcore. And I don't want anyone's ears to get busted. It's not okay if people's ears get busted. I'll be in trouble. Anyway, but it's a song called Sick of It. They came out in about 2005-ish era. And I don't remember the lyrics off the top of my head, but it's like, if you're sick of it, just raise your hands. Get rid of it, because there's always a fighting chance. And these songs, I listen to Skillet a lot. And I never understood why these words were the way that they were until Michaela yanked my hand up in the air in front of everybody I knew. It was an eye-opener, if I'm being honest. And a couple weeks ago, if you don't remember, I had a testimony about seeing my grandpa while I was in my car. He passed away about a year and 2 weeks. Don't cry, please. And she's crying. But he passed away about a year and a week ago. And I was sitting there in my car listening to one of the songs from his funeral. Because I just love the song in general. It's not because, I wanted to cry, I wanted to feel bad. I like the song. And there's a part in there that says, I forgot. Oh, here it is. I'm going to walk with my granddaddy. And he'll match me step for step. And I'll tell him how much I missed him every minute since he left. And then I'll hug his neck. And about that time, I'm driving, I'm being responsible. And tears are already welling up in my eyes because it's a special song. And I look over, and my grandpa's sitting in the car with me in his old hunting outfit, which is just jeans, flannel, and his hat. And I look over, and bawling like rivers down my face. And besides Michaela holding my hand up, that was the first real sign that, God is probably real. Probably need to get on believing. It's just a part that stood out to me, because at his funeral, I didn't know my grandpa was a faithful man. I didn't. Till his funeral, when I heard it. The guy was like, he was such a faithful man. He always put people in front of him. And I was like, yeah, he was like that. But he always put God before everyone else. And I was like, wait, what? Because my grandpa, he was old. I never got to see that part of him because I was never at his house. But thinking back, he was like that. And seeing him in my car with me, it lit a fire down in my soul that I can't contain, that I can't control. Anyone got that reference? Please tell me. Yes. Okay. But that's also something that really stuck out to me to believe. And during the concert, I'm going to jump back to about 2 days ago. No, yeah, 3 days ago, sorry. About 3 days ago, before Michaela yanked my hand out of my pocket and up into the air. Just sitting there and being in a crowd, people that I've never met in my life, besides the people that I went with, that I've never known in my entire life, hearing people sing the songs and believe them. I mean, I'm sorry for anybody that didn't get to go, but you missed out. I'm talking like, you missed out. It's not just all the fun being with people that you know, it's hearing songs that you've heard your entire life and knowing how you react to them, but seeing how other people react is so much different. There was a man about there was a man about 2 rows in front of us, that diagonal from me. This is a big burly man. He's bigger than I am. I'm pretty big, but he was a big old burly man, bald, had his cap on and everything, and big old beard. I was like, all right, he's probably here for skillet. And we're about halfway through the concert, and I look over, and he's just praising. And that also told me, don't judge a book by its cover. Because there's some times in life where you don't know if he's the most faithful man or if he's just there for that one band. And honestly, I thought I was just there for that one band until I started realizing that that's not the purpose. It's to believe. It's to show you what you can achieve if you put God first. And how, it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you put him first, you will reap the reward. Because he loves you. Just like, I'm going to use Dakota as a reference. Just like how I believed in you when you were a little bitty freshman to try to play. Take that times about 1 million. He believes in you so much more. And he wants you to succeed more than I ever did. More than your dad wants you. More than your mom. More than your grandpa. He's that way. If there's one thing that you don't get out of any of this tonight, because I don't know if it all fits together, I just kind of started writing out scriptures because I was freaking out. But if you don't get anything else from this tonight, think, believe. Because I always keep telling people that come to me with depression, it takes one step to start a journey. It takes one step to end a journey. Depends on how many steps you want to take. Am I right?
Amen.
All right, I'm going to read a couple scriptures. But the whole point of this message is, I didn't really find faith until Galen yanked my hand out of my pocket and I saw my grandpa again. That has told me that no matter how successful I become in life, to always put God first.
Amen.
All right. So, do you care to pull up John chapter 14, 1 through 14? Okay. Don't know which one I had. Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. That's where I am. There ye may also. There ye may be also. And whither I go ye know, and whither may ye know. And yeah. Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Jesus said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man come unto the Father but by me. If ye had known me, ye should have known my Father also. And from henceforth ye know me, and I have seen him. Philip saith unto him, Lord, shew us the Father? I don't know what she means. Show. Show us the Father, and it is sufficient for us. Jesus saith unto him, Have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father, and how sayest thou then, Show us the Father? Thank you for the encouragement. Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not for myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me. He does the work. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very word's sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do, shall he do also. And greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. Now the whole point of that, because I guess I told you the wrong version, but it's saying that have I not been here for so long and you still don't believe that he's real? Because I am a part of him. He is within me. And if you go farther down into it, it's a whole long story, and it's just telling, I think it's actually, I had her read it to me on the way here to make sure they weren't wrong. But down deeper in the story, it says, if you go before him, you go through me. And it's because he lives in me. That's what I was talking about earlier. Amazing example. If they have Christ in them, it's showing us that it is the best possible thing for us to have. It doesn't matter how much money you got, where you live, how much food's on your table, nothing. If you put him first, you will thrive. And if you truly believe in him, you will succeed. No matter what you do. It could be, let's say for all you high school people, sports. You like sports. I know basketball girls, after every practice, they say the Lord's Prayer. It's really fast, but they say it. And for the football boys, before every game, I know they say it. And that is something that I don't think I probably could have made. I probably could have just done by myself before my coaches started doing it. Because Coach Crocker, that's the great man that he is, he always, no matter what, no matter how harsh he was on you, he would always read the scripture a day. At least the scripture. And it might depend on how he's feeling, but it always tied into what we read. Because any person that's played football knows football boys aren't a very good example for anything. We all trash talk and everything. But I remember after every lifting practice, he would always sit us all down. He always gave us pamphlets from a book. Not this book, but a book. And it had a bunch of uplifting scriptures in it. I can't really pinpoint one, but there was one that said, no matter how successful you get in life, if you don't have me, it means nothing. You may have made it on your own. These aren't the exact words. You may have made it on your own, but it is nothing if I'm not with you. And that's what I think, that's what really got me into kind of thinking about probably going back to church. Probably need to, maybe I'll learn something. I do, every day. But if you don't have him in your life, no matter what it is, you may be the most successful person in the world. Bill Gates, let's go with him. Bill Gates. I don't know if he's a Christian or not, but if he puts himself, if he puts God within him and believes that he is everything and anything, there's no way that he could have done that by himself. That I know of. I don't know. I'm not him. But got some more for you. Psalms 139, 19 through 24. If only you, God, would slay the wicked away from me, you who are bloodthirsty. They speak of you with evil intent. Your adversaries misuse your name. Adversaries. Sorry. Do I not hate those who hate you, Lord? And, how do you say that word? Abhor those who are in rebellion against you. I have nothing but hatred for them. I count them my enemies. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. This man just said that there are people out there that are using your name in a vile way, and they are misusing his name in countless ways. But he's asking him to change his thoughts. He doesn't want to be angry at other people because they misuse his name. He wants to be led in the way everlasting. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I have a pretty big temper. That's my sister. It's pretty bad. Brother Kenny is too. He's dialed back a lot. But he's got one too. Every one of us has a temper. But this is just another exemplary way of saying, wow, I use that in a really bad term. But I don't know why this really stood out to me, except for see if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. I'm not saying that if God appeared right now that I would just freak out and be so happy. But I want to live through him first. I don't want to just be like, him pop up and be like, all right, now I'm leaving. All right, where do I sign to join this? Can I just sign paper? Or I want to get to know him myself. Because it's hard to listen to people, especially when their stories are going everywhere like mine. But believing, I said it a different way last time. How one step starts a journey, and how one step getting in a journey just depends on how many steps you take, because it's always up to you. That's not that way with God. When you start, and you realize all the amazing things that are happening in your life, you don't want to stop moving. Like, flew over my head. Never mind. Let's read another scripture, if you don't mind. Matthew 11, 25 to 30. At that time, Jesus said, I praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth. Because you have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to the little children. Yes, Father, for this is what you were pleased to do. All things have been committed to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and those to whom the Son chooses to reveal them. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. That's just another example of, I know most of you in here are adults. Taxes, bills, are they burdens? Felicia. But they're burdens, right? I know that's not what he's saying, but in some marriages you're not lucky enough to have a spouse that loves you unconditionally and you guys never fight. Because I know it happens. It's just part of life. Everybody fights. But that's just another example of putting him in your life will change it forever. Will you go back to 25 and read from there? Wait. Yeah, let's just reread the whole thing. At that time, Jesus said, I praise you, Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because you have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to little children. Yes, Father, for this is what you were pleased to do. All things have been committed to me by my Father. No one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son, and those whom the Son chooses to reveal them. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I mean, I've been standing up here saying, Jesus is awesome. Woo. He is. And it's not just, I'm trying to use examples from my life. And I mean, it's kind of hard for me to tell you because I can't explain it good enough. I can't explain the feeling that he gave me when Michaela lifted up my hand and I was sitting there, raised hand in the middle of thousands of people, crying, praising God. That's just something you're going to have to, I say that's something you're going to have to experience. But it's hard to explain a feeling when you yourself have not felt it. That's why a couple weeks ago, Brother Kenny was talking about something, talking about faith. Because he's been talking about that for a couple weeks now. He's been talking about faith and believing and how amazing it'll be. And I was sitting there, I was like, I've never felt these things. You know, it's hard to believe something when you yourself have not seen it. And I know I'm not the only one. You could say, that fish over there is 300 feet tall. I'm thinking, what fish? Because we're in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to believe in something unless you see it or feel it. That's why that moment sticks out to me so much. That's why seeing my grandpa again, it just sticks out. Because that's nothing. I mean, Jesus is doing something to Michaela. Because no one just stands there looking weird, because she's weird. No one just sits there going back and forth like, oh boy. No one just does that to have fun, unless you're weird. But that's not the point. If she wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have gotten anything out of that concert except for, woo, I got to see Skillet. One of my favorite bands, woo. I'm very thankful for her. Very thankful that I'm a very sensitive person. Because if I would have saw my grandpa and not cried, I think something's wrong with me. And I brought my sister here because me and her had a talk a couple weeks ago. I'll say a couple days, about a week ago. And I was taking her to see her boyfriend in Sidley. because I have nothing to do, because I'm a college kid. And we're about halfway to my old church when I'm just, I'm sitting there, I'm just singing along to 106.9, and I'm just going down the road, and I stop and think for a little bit. I'm thinking, first thing that comes to my head is like, why don't you ask your sister to come to church? And I was thinking, why? She's already annoying enough, why do I gotta bring her here? And then I thought about it for a second, and I was like, it's an amazing gift to see people start to live their life through Christ. It's amazing to see them finally start to accept it within themselves, and it's something you can't explain. And all families had issues and everything, and they were sitting there, and we got to a really, really hard heart-to-heart situation. And she didn't know that I saw Grandpa, which broke her, that normally does. And I told her, it's like, yeah, I was sitting there listening to one of his songs. And about halfway through the song, I start crying, and I'm like, why am I crying? This is weird. I'm in the car by myself. Why am I crying? And then I looked over and I saw him. And I told her that, and she was like, and she balls. And about halfway to Stigler after that, we were like, wait, if anyone knows where that is. That's about a quarter of a way to Stigler from Clinton. And that's when we start the conversation. We don't end the conversation until we are at Stigler Walmart. That's a good 30 plus minutes of just talking about bringing her to church and me trying to live my life different so that maybe she sees it. Or my little sister sees it. Or my mom. Or my dad. I'm not trying to do this for me. I'm not. I'm being 100% honest with you. Don't cry. Be a man.
It's okay to cry. We love you. Cry.
But, it's about to get real. Fair warning. You better not cry. You cry, I'll cry again.
Let's make her cry.
But we got into a heart-to-heart, brother-sister stuff. And we started having this conversation about something stupid, life stuff, something stupid. Because she's still in high school and I'm a freshman in college. I went through some stuff she's been through. And I was talking to her and I broke her down. It wasn't intentional. But the reason I smile so much is because I know if any of these little kids see me down in the dumps, that might change who they are later in life. I'm not a role model. I'm not, as far as I know. But I know little kids look up to a lot of people. I'm the biggest guy here.